Yes, it's live now.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to the second episode of the Career 101 YouTube series. This is your co host, Subiksha Sivachandran, and
Alia Khan.
this interview will also be recorded and uploaded on our YouTube channel for later viewing. So, how can this series benefit you, and why should you join it? We hold Facebook Lives with individuals from different professions to help you understand what their career entails and ask them all the questions you want to ask. People from various professions are interviewed every month, and we will hold polls on our Instagram and Facebook stories so you can ask them your burning questions. This is beneficial for any graduating students and even individuals looking for a career change to understand the in depth process and experience of each career path and help them make an informed decision about their future. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments below and we will make sure to answer them.
Now, without further ado, with 7.5 years of teaching pharmaceutical chemistry and having done her education for both bachelor's of pharmacy and master's of pharmacy from universities such as Integral University and Kian Modi Institute of Pharmaceutical Education and Research, respectively, with so much more under her belt and including her current position as an associate professor at Haiger Group of Institutions, let us welcome Ms. Samar Mujib. Hi, Ms. Samar, how are you doing?
Hi, Alia. Thank you for having me and thank you, Fish, for creating such a platform for you all. And thank you for your kind words. As already told by Alia, my name is Samar Mujib, and I've been teaching in a pharmacy college for past 7.5 years. And one thing she didn't mention, I'm about to have my PhD completed this 2 or 3 months later, and I'm having my PhD in medicinal chemistry. That is one of the very hot streams of pharmacy, that is pharmaceutical chemistry. And there will be one more feather, so hopefully soon will be added on my hat. And apart from that, I have been also associated with many journals and many seminars. And right now, I'm working on a project which is synthesizing anti-tubercular medicines. In my master's, I was having a project in which I synthesized, like in laboratory, we synthesize drugs which are able to cure epilepsy. So basically, what is a pharmacy field? Many of you have been wondering what is pharmacy and how it is different from other medical fields like MBBS or BMS and many more. Pharmacy, I should say, is the core of all the medicinal and biomedical branches. Like in MBBS or in other medical field, you learn how to practice, how to diagnose any disease, and how to maintain the medications, how to maintain the regimen. But in pharmacy field, we focus on the dosage forms, how we are going to get that medicine which is going to cure the disease. If there is no medicine, there will be the diagnosis of the doctors will be of no use. Doctor does diagnose the disease, but what is going to cure the patient, that will be the medicine. So my field, I am associated with that field only. I in lab I synthesize different medicines, and then we test on animals or microorganisms. Let's see if it is. I've synthesized right now I'm working on tuberculosis, anti-tubercular drugs. So I have tested it on several mycobacterium. you know few of my colleagues have been working on epilepsy or cancer, so they are working on different cancer lines. So when it is tested, then we test it on humans, on large populations, if it qualifies for large population. After that, it gets into the market. When it gets into the market, then the surgeon or the doctor, he or she prescribes it to the patient. So we are working on a larger scale, not only synthesizing medicine, we are focusing on improving the dosage forms, like whether this drug can be given by tablets, in the form of tablets or in the form of capsules or injections. We are continuously researching on that too. There's one more field, one more branch of pharmacy, that is pharmacognosy. In that, we keep researching on different medicinal plants, like the drugs which can benefit the humankind, and we obtain it from natural resources. So medicine is the we all know that how today's market and in daily life we are encountering so many people which are suffering from so many diseases. How do we handle that? We handle by by embracing that yes, we can research in different areas. And main the motto of our pharmacy is to find new drugs, new lead compounds, so that we can test them on a larger population. Okay.
So can you tell us more about your responsibilities as an associate professor?
Yeah. See, the foremost and most important responsibility is to teach students. Also, I assist them in different projects. I assist them in laboratories. Right now I'm teaching PharmD. This is one of the latest and new course in India, but has already been in other countries. In PharmD, after 12th they can take admission, and after 5 to 6 years almost, they can get a doctorate degree. But and I'm teaching pharmacy first year students, and right now I'm teaching them organic chemistry. So after establishing various chemical reactions, we assist them in laboratories also, so that they can be prepared for a bigger picture in future. So I take lectures, I put forward my best in theory classes, then I have to assist them in their laboratories. I take them on a various laboratories such as Central Drug Research Institute or National Botanical Research. These are various topmost research institutes in India, and we make them visit there. We make them understand different equipments which are used in laboratories, etc.
So what are the main qualifications and necessary skills required as an associate professor?
See, first of all, you have to be a master's in any of the respective fields of the pharmacy. And after 7 years, you in teaching, after you gain 7 years of experience in teaching, then you can be qualified for associate professor. First, when you join, you will be given the designation of assistant professor. But after you spend 6 to almost 7 years, plus you should be enrolled in PhD, and after that you can be upgraded to associate professor. And once my PhD is done, and after 3 more years of teaching experience, I'll be upgraded to professor post.
Okay, so you did your bachelor's and master's in pharmacy. Can you give us a bit more of
Yeah.
an insight on these courses?
Yeah, sure. First of all, to take admission in these courses, you have to be either from a PCM or PCB course, doesn't matter, but you have to be 60, you have to get minimum 60% marks in physics, chemistry, and biology. Okay. After that, you take admission in B Pharma. It is a 4-year course. Okay. And it includes different branches such as medicinal chemistry, pharmacology. Pharmacology is basically the study of medicine, what medicine does to your body. And pharmacognosy, as I told you earlier, the study of medicinal plants. And pharmaceutics, the dosage forms, like about how drug goes inside your body, what kind of transport should it get. All these, they are basically, in every semester you get 5 to 6 subjects, so there are 8 semester. And you have to do the training program in hospital for 45 days, and you have to visit industry, you have to work in industry for 45 days. After that you can get your degree completed after 4 years. Then you can either opt.
Miss Summer, you're on mute.
We continue with the questions.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So it is my understanding that in India you need to pass various entrance exams to get into these courses. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, sure. For admission in B Farm, you if you are taking willing to take admission in a state university like Abul Kalam Technical University, you have to take their entrance exam, and based on your rank, they will give you colleges. So higher rank people will definitely get the seats in government funded colleges, and later on, there are many private colleges which are providing different providing pharmacy courses. And for masters, you if you want to get a seat in well reputed colleges such as National Institute of Pharmaceutical Education and Research, or Birla Institute of Technology, MESRA, or in BHU, you have to get a good minimum below 100 rank in graduate pharmacy aptitude test. In graduate pharmacy aptitude test, if you qualify that and you secure a rank below 100, and nowadays they have been slightly flinching of the ranks, and you will get a monthly stipend of 12,000 rupees also if you qualify GPAT. And if you are not qualified for GPAT, even then you can get an admission, but in not a government funded college. But GPAT definitely give like gate for engineering exams. GPAT is for masters in pharmacy exam, and GPAT gives you a certain prefer- advantage. You will be exempted from many taxes.
Miss Summer, you're on mute.
Basically, it is an advantage.
Thank you for your answer so far, Miss. And you've had such an impressive number of experiences under your belt. You've also talked about D Pharma, which is a new course that they've introduced in India. So, in your opinion, which is better, a bachelor's in pharmacy or a D Pharma?
See, D Pharma is a 2 year course, and pharmacy is a 4 year course. Pharmacy basically qualifies you to be a graduate. But when you do diploma course, it simply gives you a diploma. That is more of a professional kind of, if you do want to invest your 4 years and you just want to get a job. But see, in both of the cases, you will get a pharmacy license. But if you want to pursue higher education, then you have to, like, if you want to work in a industry, drug industry like Ranbaxy, Sun Pharma, that is Sun Pharma now, or in there are GlaxoSmithKline, or maybe there are many drug industries. So basically, you have to be a graduate, minimum graduate. A diploma in pharmacy just gives you a badge that you are a diploma. And basically, my personal preferences will be, if you want to get a teaching job, or if you want to involve in research or higher education, simply diploma is not going to help you. You have to have a master's degree, and then you have to enroll them in a PhD. Otherwise, just if you want a pharmacy retail, many people opt for these courses just mere to get a license to open their business, pharma business. For that, it is fine. But otherwise, if you want to pursue higher education, I don't think diploma is going to help you in any kind.
Uh, so you published quite a few articles, and I've seen quite a few of your articles as well on ResearchGate. Can you tell us more about them and how they've helped you in your career?
Yeah, definitely. See, when you work on something new, you have to publish your report or your research. uh, First of all, it helps you to connect with the scientists all over the world. People read your work, they know that okay, you are working in such a field. So there is a globalization of education, globalization of research. So you get to connect with so many people. We share ideas. Okay, if I'm working in lab and I'm establishing a chemical reaction, in some way it is not, I'm not getting the desired results. So we can communicate with other people. Okay, we can get the advantage of their experience in that same field. So that have helped me a lot. There are sometimes when I established a reaction, and it had to go for 24 hours, but it was not giving me the result. And I was crying, I was ogling my eyes out. But then I mailed someone, some colleague of mine in Egypt, and they replied me 4 days back, established like this, add this catalyst. And I did it, and it happened in 8 hours. So that helped me a lot. When you do research and when you publish papers, people connect you. They mail you, and they ask you for ideas. They're like, I have my work on coumarins. They are chemical compounds, and they are versatile in nature. They give so many medicinal value properties, like they are anti-cancer also, they are anti-tubercular also, they are anti-epileptic also. So I get to know so many things. Publishing your work is very important. It's very important because, first of all, okay, you will be known that okay, you are the owner of this, you have done this. So it speaks volume of your work and your experience also.
So you told us how when you faced a difficulty with your research, you were able to contact a colleague in Egypt. So how were you able to form this network, and how important is networking in your career?
See, whenever you publish a paper, see, it goes, the journals, they are journals are the basic platforms which publish your work. So we choose a journal, and if it's an international journal, like such as Bentham, I have published my research article, review articles, research articles in Bentham publications. These are international journals. So many people who are already associated with that journal, they read my work, and and that's how we form a network. They message us, okay, you are also working on this, I'm also working on this, let's connect on some basic point. We want to discuss how you did this, how you did this work. So basically we form network like this.
What are the prospective careers available for those pursuing a degree in pharmacy and any other related fields?
It's a multitude of prospects, I tell you. If you're simply you are graduate also, you can work in any industry. Okay, you can work in research and development section, you can work in analytical section, you can work in production. You can be a, if you don't want to go for masters in pharmacy, you can opt for MBA in hospital pharmacy, MBA in pharma marketing. You can opt for marketing field. You can go for teaching, you can go for research. In PharmD, that is a new course. You can be a doctorate, and you can prescribe medicine also. In India, it is slowly growing branch, but in next 5 to 6 years, I see immense scope of this PharmD. It's a new course which I'm teaching right now. I'm been teaching organic chemistry in PharmD first year students. So basically, pharma field in India, I don't know, but in Western countries, and especially in Asian countries, people are making dollars out of, every doctor has to have a pharmacist. It is compulsory, it is mandatory for them, or the doctor will only diagnose the medicine. Rest of the work, how to counsel the patient, how to describe them the regimen, it's all the duty of a pharmacist. In they are in Turkey. Turkey is a hub of pharma industries. They are paying you people. Many of my seniors are working for their postdoc in Turkey, and in postdoc in US also. Everybody, they are like, they are working in a very esteemed laboratories. So you just have to work hard, and you just have to be consistent. And I see generous amount of prospects in this field. Even if you want to be a medical writer, you can, if you are good in English literature, if you are good in language, if you're good in reading and writing, you write blogs. If you want to opt for such field, you can opt for being a medical writer. You have to write research papers, different, how, what kind of researches are going on related to the medicine. You can opt for that also. If you don't want to have a lab job, you can go for a marketing job. You can in Dubai, there are so many pharmacists who are entertaining such high paying jobs, which we don't get in India also. So multiple multitudes and prospects. Very good.
So could you give us a small sneak peek at the routine in your or a day in the life of an associate professor who's teaching pharmacy?
See, as soon as I reach my institute, when I take my lectures, first of all, I have to make sure that everybody who was present yesterday is present today or not, because it is my routine that I let them recall what I taught them yesterday. See, sometimes I take class of master students, so they are easy to handle. But sometimes they are first year students, so I have to be very patient with them. So first of all, I let them recall the thing. I try my best to make the teaching fun, because the recent way people are teaching, it keeps a burden on the students. So I don't believe in that. So just make everything the make the environment light, and then recall them. After that, when I take them their visit to lab, I just let them to explore all the medicine, all the drugs which are kept on their laboratory. I just ask them to look without touching. The first rule of any chemistry lab is do not touch. Just look what are the ingredients which are needed in the laboratory for today's practical. Like today, I synthesize nitrobenzene. So I let my students explore first, what are the requirements, what glassware will be needed. And then I have to maintain the attendance, and then we have to attend few meetings. See, as you get upgraded, as your experience is increased, you get less lectures but more laboratory work, because you are experienced more in that field also. So yes, one or two lectures and labs are my daily routine, and that is how I do.
And lastly, what advice would you like to give to the younger generation of learners?
Be a competition of yourself. Try to be better than you were yesterday, and learn whenever from whoever you can. It's not like many people do not ask questions from their colleagues if they don't know, because they think, okay, why would I ask them? Don't let ego shadow your curiosity. Learn from anyone, learn from your seniors, from your juniors. If you think that somebody knows better than you, learn from them. you know Keep learning and have patience, and don't get anxious. I used to be anxious a lot, but I learned one thing, that small steps in the right direction will lead you wherever you are. And the consistency will lead you wherever you want to be. Be honest. Don't skip studies, just 1 hour, it will do. Learn from YouTube. And yes, do not depend on notes of teachers. You have your standard books. Please read that. Standard books are there for you. Do not rely on notes. Okay, I agree that 1 or 2 days before the examination, how can they do such a 1,000 pages book? Okay, apart from that, try to learn, read reference books. That is going to help you a lot.
Now I'll hand it over to Alia to ask a few questions from our followers and from the comments.
So, Ms. Summer, can you tell us more about your PhD project?
Yeah, I'm working on coumarin derivatives, and I have tested those derivatives for as anti-tubercular drugs. I have
Can you
synthesized
tell us,
those.
you were studying when you were in pharmacy school, what do you think about its demands? Do you think it's a very demanding course, or is it a bit more relaxed?
No, it is not relaxed. I must tell you. Uh, some people might find it difficult, because there are so many subjects and they are new subjects. What you have been taught in till 12th, it all will be applied. Chemistry is the core of the pharmacy course. You have to be good in chemistry, but once you will enter in this whole plethora of pharmacy, you will get to know so many things, so much interesting things, that you will say, yeah, it is worth.
That's it. Big shout to you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Summer, for accepting our invite and for taking out the time for this interview. We here at Offreach are really grateful for your presence. Don't forget to tune in to our next episode and follow our Instagram and Facebook page to find out who our next guest is. Take care, everyone, until we meet next time.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ms. Summer.